10 start-sit dilemmas. All of your last-minute trade dilemmas, all of that right here on the Fantasy Football Show. And we're going to get right into some of the injuries. What's going on, Jose? Some of the things that are in the news currently that might help you out with some of your start bench dilemmas that you're about to ask me about. So let's break down some of that stuff. Joe Mixon at the bottom of the screen won't play Week 10. Fire up Gio Bernard, but are you firing him up against other players like J.K. Dobbins or Zach Moss? I don't know that you are. What's up, Martin? What's up, Jose? What's up, Guy? What's up, Elgin? What's up, Leonardo? I think because of the matchup, as you can see up top here, I have the matchups as well displayed for your viewing pleasure. Right about here, you have Giovanni Bernard at Pittsburgh. So I don't know that he's the greatest start for you. What's up, Colin? What's up, Martin? What's up, Yoda? Bernard, Dobbins, Duke Johnson. Give me Dobbins, Martin. So fire up Gio. Maybe, maybe not, depending on your dilemma, but not a great matchup. Chris Carson out, which means DJ Dallas will probably get fed. Pretty good game to throw him in there. I think the Seattle Seahawks will be up in this one, or it'll be a very close game. There's a chance. I mean, this is 2020, which means that the Rams are going to blow out the Seahawks, right? Odds are, not the lock, not a guarantee, that the Seahawks are either winning or it's a very close game. I think DJ Dallas doesn't get dialed out or scripted out of the game, and I think that's great news for anybody that has DJ Dallas and is in a bind. Noah, should you give Crowder for Lamar? Noah, only if you like winning. What's up with Hollywood? Kango, it's all on Lamar. It's nothing to do with Hollywood. Hollywood 2-3 weeks ago was number 5 or 6 overall in the entire NFL in air yards. It has nothing to do with Hollywood. Hollywood's called out his team, said, "Give me the ball." Tom, Employee of the Year. I agree with Nitro. If you haven't watched the new episode of the Fantasy Football Intern, go to my channel. It's the most recent video aside from this live stream. Episode 3 dropped. I think it's fire, but we need you to comment, like, and share in order for me to continue on with these. You guys don't know how much time it takes to create an entire episode of sitcom. The writing, the acting, everything that goes on and that's involved in it. Umberger, thank you. It needs to be shared. It needs the views. Like, we get views here that are through the roof. We need to get that same kind of viewership on this show. So if you like it and you want to see it continue, you got to do your part. You can't be that pedestrian that doesn't do anything about spreading the word. And if no one knows about it, if the shows are going to get half the views of the live streams and other videos, or we get 4,000 or 5,000 views on a video here and we're getting not even 1,000 on that, I can't keep producing them. So it's your job to get the show out there so people know about it. So DJ Dallas, great start. Giovanni Bernard, not so much. David Montgomery out. I'm not sure I'm starting any of those other Bears running backs and all, whoever. If you're desperate, pick one up, start one, but I'm not expecting big things out of those Bear running backs. Nick Chubb is back. How much will Nick Chubb get volume-wise in week 1? Or week 10? Week 1. Week 10. I'm going to say he's going to get a lot of the early down work, but they're going to ease him back. He's not getting a full meal. And if you remember back when Chubb and Kareem Hunt were riding together into the sunset each week, Hunt was outperforming him. So I think if anybody's expecting Hunt to not get a full meal this game, they might be disappointed. If you're a Chubb owner, I'm not saying don't get him out there as your flex option. Of course, you can find a way to get him probably in your lineup as a flex option, but don't think that Kareem Hunt can't get back to what he was doing when Nick Chubb was healthy and wearing down defenses, and Kareem Hunt would come in and rip off big runs. That's how he does it. He's been efficient in that role, and he had the starting gig all to himself for weeks, and he wasn't quite as dynamic because defenses focused on him. I'm not saying he's a lock to get back to what he was doing, which is almost better or better than Nick Chubb, depending on your scoring, with both of them there. But I think it's a good recipe to get back to because it was working very, very well. Thoughts on Duke? I start Duke in the right situation. If those of you that don't know, David Johnson will not play. Duke is a decent play if you're in a bind. But I gotta know the details of what you're dealing with. Nitro, you take Hooper over Chark. I start Chark myself over Hooper. Chark is, why would you sit Chark at this point? You got to roll him out there. Breda or Gallman? I'd probably go Gallman. Volume should be there, but that's a close call. It's like a coin toss type of situation on Burger. Mike Williams or Deontay. Howard on Keenan. Mike, big day. Oh, I thought you were asking about Howard. It's like Jordan Howard. Howard on Keenan. I got you. Mike Williams or Deontay. I will go Mike Williams in that situation, but Deontay's so good. I mean, he'll either do nothing or he'll get you 150 and 2 touchdowns. That's how Deontay rolls. It's not so much how Deontay rolls, I guess. It's more about how Big Ben rolls. Big Ben will rotate between Claypool and Deontay Johnson pretty much every week, and you're not going to know which one to go with. My boy Mark Cleveland has both of these guys, and on a weekly basis, we don't know what to do. Like, we'll talk about it and throughout the week, and I don't know what to tell him, to be quite frank with you. To be quite franks and beans with you. I have no idea whether I'm starting Deontay or Claypool in any scenario where I own both of them. I just don't know. But I do know that Claypool, I get the feeling Claypool's more reliable for Big Ben, and I know that Deontay's got big games. I know he does like Deontay. Deontay can be clutch. Mark Cleveland in the house. But it's tough. Mark, talking about your 2 wide receivers, I'm sure you heard. I don't know what to tell people when they ask me Deontay or Claypool. I lean Claypool, but I don't know. Hawk over Hooper. Yes, Nitro. Smitty, I was offering that trade to you. What trade? I missed it. Offer me a trade. Send me the trade offer, Noah. Send me the trade offer. Wipe your feet at the door, says Zach. Give the thumb up to the show. Give the bird to the show, the thumb up. I don't care. Just make sure the thumb up is been executed on the show. Tell a friend. Tell grandma. Edmonds or Jefferson at flex. That's like flipping a coin and having that coin land this way. Like, how in the hell are you supposed to pick between the... Like, Jefferson is either going to have 150 and a touchdown or get you 25 yards. Edmonds probably going to be a safer bet, but nowhere near the upside that Jefferson has. So you kind of got to pick your poison. I wish I could give you a straight up answer on that one, but I can't. Where's my music? Edmonds, hands down, says Scott. Edmonds is safer. Ploy of the year, Nitro says for Tom. If those of you that don't know what we're talking about, get on over to, I'm like, what's on my chair? It's a light. Get on over to the YouTube main page. Click on episode 3 and watch thy show. Christian Kirk or Aguilar. Give me Kirk at this point, man. You can't put Kirk on the bench. Landry, Goddard, or Geo at flex. Oh, God. I don't know, bro. That's hard, man. Crowder for Lamar. Do you already have A-Rod? Oh, you're asking me? I thought you were trying to give me Lamar. Why would I do that trade, Noah? Why? Why would I give you Lamar Jackson for Crowder? Why? What does Crowder do for me? Absolutely zero chance you're going to pull that off. Especially with a guy telling everybody to go get Lamar. I'm going to give you Lamar Jackson for Crowder? I don't think so.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
Thoughts on Ryan Nall since Montgomery's out? I mean, if you're in desperation mode, I start one of those Bears running back, sure, but I'm not excited about it. Jacobs and Deshaun for D-Hop. If you need a quarterback, that's a good move. If you don't need a quarterback and you can't trade Deshaun, then why do it at all? Because D-Hop, I definitely take higher than Jacobs. I think Jacobs quietly has as much upside. Noah says you told me to buy low. Hey, you know what? Noah, I'll take a lap on that one. Where's my take a lap?
Take a lap. Take a lap.
That's for me. Because I did tell Noah to buy low. Noah's just doing what I told him to do. But don't come to the source, Noah. Smitty, what do you think? Oh, I missed a super chat a minute ago. I'm sorry, Ryan. Ryan, I see it. Should I trade Kamara for Henry and Ridley? Sorry, Ryan. Ryan, are you still here? Sorry, Ryan. Should I trade Kamara for Henry and Ridley? Kamara for Henry and Ridley. Yes. I would take Henry and Ridley. Funk says hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hit that like button, he says. I think I take Henry and Ridley. Henry's got a great playoff schedule. You've probably heard that by now. Ryan, I'm glad you're still here. And honestly, like, I like Kamara more. I would draft Kamara higher, but don't think for a second if I was on the clock at like number 4 or 5 overall going forward, like, we're not factoring in anything in the past. We're like week 10 league. We're starting a week 10 league. I would consider Henry at 4 and 5 overall. I honestly would, even if I was taking Kamara for a millisecond. I'd be like, do I like Henry? I do, but we're taking Kamara. Kamara's arguably the number 1, number 2 overall player moving forward. But I have a moment of hesitation where I say I'm going to maybe take Henry. That's close enough value to me to be given a Ridley who, if you're winning now, you don't need this week's win to make the playoffs or anything. You wait on Ridley to come back healthy off the bye, and then you have yourself a top 5 wide receiver and a top 5 running back for a top 2 to 3 overall player. I like that. I like that a lot. That's how you make a good trade there. Mark Cleveland, thank you for the super chat. Where's my button? What running back from the Bears? From Bears, Dolphins, Chargers. Oh, pick a running back from the Bears, Dolphins, Chargers, or Dobbins. Dobbins. Easy call, Mark. We don't know what's going on with that Bears rushing attack. Who's going to lead it? Do we even think they're going to be productive? Is it all going to do okay? Maybe. Dolphins, no. Even if it, like, you have Gaskin or whatever for from here on out, I'm still probably starting J.K. Dobbins until Dobbins proves to not get any of the work or have to work. Look, is Ingram out? Let's check the news on that. I think Ingram's out. I don't know if it's official, but he's pretty much out. Marcus Ingram, questionable for week 10. No, he is expected to play. He's expected to maybe play. Shocker. We're doing it live. Mark Ingram is in. I think I would still go JK. That's me. JK is just such a big player. But yeah, I wish Ingram would sit. He's still questionable. I mean, these are news reports saying he's expected to play, but he's questionable. Questionable means you're 50-50. So whether people say he's in or not, he's not in yet. He's questionable. JK. Give JK the nod, Mark. Give him the nod. You're paying him big dollars for a reason. You acquired him for a reason. Now let him do his job, Mark. Let him do his job. What's up, Scott? Scott, you like the new sitcom, right? Episode 3, baby. Evans, Fulgham, Gibson, or Duke. Bench 1, standard. I'm going to bench... I mean, you could bench Evans if you want to go safe, but I'd probably bench I'd probably bench Duke Johnson if I had to pick one. I don't like benching any one of those guys. They're all pretty good. Hendy or Dallas this week? DJ Dallas. I mean, he's got less competition, in my opinion, and a better situation, a more potent offense, and an offense that most likely will be up and willing to run the football. I know they go against each other, but I think, if anything, Dallas can't really be phased out of this game, in my opinion. Drake, Juju, or Landry. Let's look up Drake and see what his status is. Just want to make sure nothing's changed on Drakey boy. Still a game time decision against the Bills. We want to make sure he feels good in pregame and can do what he does best, which is grind it out. Look, I mean, am I upset at myself that Drake didn't do well, guys? Yeah, I'm not real happy internally. You know, I've had a couple of those damn it moments this year. Drake is definitely somebody that's let me down, and in turn has let a lot of you down that had faith in my Drake call. But I believe in the guy's talent, and I'm not like writing him off. I'm not extremely hopeful. There is a lot of reason to be doubtful about Drake doing anything productive the rest of the year. But he's back. It's week 10. He's already back. And damn, you know, the upside's there. And for those of you about to clown on Drake right now, you're about to clown on him. Before he had that bad game following the breakout, which was, what week was that? What week was that Drake breakout game? Week 6. So he missed he got hurt in week 7, had the bye, and it's already back. Like he literally missed not week 9, missed week 9, had a bye in week 8, got hurt in week 7. So he really only missed one game and a game and a half. And he's already back. Coming out of week 6, he was number 4 in the NFL in rushing yards. Number 4. And I don't care if it was because of one game. You can't play that, but woulda, shoulda, coulda, or let me take away this big run from so-and-so, and then we'll look at the stats. You can't play that game. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm not going to accept that argument. Drake was number 4. Number 4 in the NFL in rushing yards after his week 6 breakout game. Then he got hurt in week 7. They had the bye in week 8. Only game he didn't play in full was week 9. He's already back. I'm just saying, a lot of people have written him off. I understand some people have dropped him. I've advised everyone I know to go pick up Drake if he was cut. But there's still a shot for Drake to even finish as a top 10 running back in rushing yards. There is definitely a shot for that. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, I already missed my playoffs. I had too many losses. Drake sucks. I can't stand Drake. I get it. I understand. I'm not mad at anybody for walking away from him entirely, trading him for garbage. I get it. I'm not mad at you. All I'm here to tell you is that I don't think I'm wrong about the talent. I think I was misjudging the offensive line, how well he would do in that environment walking into 2020. He looked fantastic from whatever week 9 on from last year. There's a lot of reason to think that the offensive line would be good enough for that to continue, because he did it all the way out from week 9 through the end of the year. He didn't even have any bumps in the road. He was literally fire from week 9 on. There was a lot of evidence to suggest that Drake would be good. Yeah, and that's the other thing. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over the 2020. In fact, we're going to do that right now. Zachary with the super chat. Thank you, Zachary. Kirk or DJ Moore tomorrow? He wants to know from the chat. He's doing a chat call. So everybody in the chat, please spout off who you would go with in week 10. Kirk or DJ Moore tomorrow? I want to say DJ Moore, bro. I want to say DJ Moore. But I know the chat's going to go Kirk. And I don't blame anybody. Kirk is safe. Kirk is the safer play. DJ Moore, in my opinion, has a tiny bit more upside. To get, like, I think the two touchdown, 150-yard game. But he has more risk, more consistency. The quarterback is better in Arizona. The situation is better. Kirk is safer. if you need safety, if you don't need like this home run swing in order to even make your playoffs and you're swinging big, you're playing the best team, go with Kirk. Kirk is much safer. Kirk has been delivering. Kirk looks good. I so badly want to say DJ Moore, but you can't rely on DJ Moore over Kirk until DJ Moore drops more consistency. But that's not to say DJ Moore can't do it. He definitely can. So Kirk will be my final answer, and the chat agrees Kirk. The chat agrees Kirk. Dynasty trade. Do I trade Zach Moss for a 2023 first round and 2022 fourth rounder? I'm okay with that. If you think that 2023 could be okay, you know, if it's like the end of the draft, I mean, it's still okay. First rounders are tradable. They're good for people will value them a certain level where they should probably not, and then people will undervalue them as well. So, like, for example, you can't really trade a 2023 draft pick as the 1.1, meaning you're not going to get max value in a trade for a 2023 pick. But you can maybe get middle round value for all of them. So if you think you're holding a number 12 or number 13 overall, depending on your league size, number 10 overall, you'll probably be able to trade it as number 6 or 7 overall. So it can have its advantages to not have that what pick is it tied to the pick, because you can sell it higher than it probably should be sold in some cases. But you're probably never going to sell a 2023 first rounder or 2024 first rounder unless the team is so bad everybody knows it. You'll probably have to sell it at the value of a 4 to 7 or 8 overall pick. That's the nature of trading a pick. Picks always gain value later on. Even if you knew you had the 1.01, it was all decided. You'll see the value of the 1.1 grow as the players fall into their seats. Okay. Where were we? James, my dude, you have great energy. Great dude to argue with. Clyde, wow, rookie, no preseason. Consider Hunt had a preseason now after the bye. Maybe I watched faithfully. I appreciate you, James. I didn't get to read all of it because it cut off. Torres with the super chat. Dynasty trade. Now, do I trade a 2022 second and first for Jalen Hurts and N'Keal Harry? I got offer this week. I'd rather have the picks than N'Keal Harry and Hurts. This coming from a guy that I absolutely loved, and I still love his talent, but his situation is garbage. N'Keal Harry will never evolve into what I think he could evolve into until he moves environments. I've taken the picks because you can turn the picks into more than you can turn those players into something. Hurts could become something. I do like Hurts, but he needs a situation to unfold before he gets that kind of value. So I like the pick side better. Start Chubb or Mike Davis. Mike Davis this week. Plain and simple. He's a top 6 to 10 running back every start he has. I'd rather run into a wall, James. I don't know what Scott's referring to. Thank you, Henderson or Moss, to start with doubt. I like Moss over Henderson right now. I love Henderson's talent, but again, he's in a bad situation. Again, I go Mike Davis. Mike Davis. Caesar. Okay, so I missed your super chat. Okay, hold on one second. Let me find it. Zachary, DJ or more. Okay. Oh, sorry about this one. Sorry, Spider. Chark, AB, or Boyd. Give me Chark. Give me Chark. How do you bet against Chark right now? How? I don't think you can. Give me Chark. Give me DJ Chark, baby. Not that I don't like AB. I think all of those Buck wide receivers will bounce back. I think Brady will bounce back. I don't mind you going AB. I'd Smitty approve either one, to be quite frank with you. But I'm definitely leaning Chark. He's my man. Alejandro, I'm sorry I missed this, man. Trade J-Rob, Bernard, maybe Claypool for McCaffrey. J-Rob, Bernard. You know, without knowing what's going on with McCaffrey, let me pull up any news that might have popped up right now because I want to be responsible and do my due diligence for you. Christian McCaffrey, nothing new. We are left in an ambiguous world with Christian McCaffrey. Bizarro world. 2020's been bizarre and ambiguous the entire way. What makes us think we can predict what's going to happen with McCaffrey? He's out for week 10. Mike Davis will be starting. The last thing on McCaffrey was he was getting a second opinion. The good news for Mike Davis, blah, blah, blah. Did not practice Thursday, not expected to play this week. There's nothing. We have nothing to go on. All we can do is speculate. And Alejandro, let me tell you my concern on why I probably just hang with J-Rob, who I think is doing great. He's a running back one. Why mess with what's working? If it's not broken, don't try and fix it. And J-Rob's scoring for you. Here's where I have concern, and I'm doing a whole hell of a lot of assuming, and there's assumptions here, and we got to kind of like decipher the news. Christian McCaffrey went for a second opinion. Why do you go for a second opinion anywhere? To a doctor for a second opinion? Because you've got really bad news that you're not happy with. You want somebody to give you a different take. You don't get great news and go, what's up, Boozy? You don't get great news and go, I'm going to go get a second opinion. You usually take that opinion and run with it. This doctor knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. My grandpa, who had, his fourth pacemaker put in, quadruple bypass several times, when a doctor said he couldn't go run or get on a plane, he said, I'm getting a second opinion. When he found a doctor that said, you can get on a plane, pop a couple nitros, and go for a jog, that's the smartest doctor that has ever walked the earth, is what he'd tell me. McCaffrey didn't get good news. We don't even know what the news was. Nobody's telling us. But McCaffrey, if he comes back, why was he getting a second opinion? I've heard things about collarbone, where it connects to the sternum. I've heard a shoulder injury. I've heard all kinds of chatter about what he was really getting checked out, and why did he get it checked out? What's going on there? We don't know. Like there was thought that he was going to get shut down for the year. What's up with JT? JT fumbled his chance away. The momentum was with him. Not this last game, the game before week 9. He was literally about to be handed, I think, the keys to the lineup go forward, and he fumbled the football. JT fumbled his chance away. JT probably will never get a shot to be a full-time guy in Indy for 2020, and he may walk into 2021 with some bad freaking, a really steep road to climb. But in this situation, man, I'm going to keep J-Rob. You don't know what's going on. I mean, if you need a spark, Alejandro, then, maybe do it. Maybe get more. If you can get more, this owner is clearly worried about McCaffrey, but I can't find McCaffrey's return to the lineup. I can't find anything positive saying McCaffrey is for sure good. He got cleared. He's held out of Thursday's practice. There was chatter about, will they shut him down? Is he done? And then that chatter kind of just vanished. I don't know. Let me look up James Robinson too. He's removed from the COVID list. James Robinson looks fine. Oh, is A-Rob playing? I thought you were asking about J-Rob. Is A-Rob playing? A-Rob is questionable, or the last I heard, and again, this is the same thing with other players like Monk. Who was it we're talking about earlier? Oh, Ingram. We don't know until we get closer to the game, but I think A-Rob will probably play. in my opinion, Christian McCaffrey doesn't return next week, then he'll likely won't return until after the bye week. So Martin, exactly where I was headed until I got sidetracked by that comment. Here's the thing: McCaffrey has a bye in week 13, so we're heading into week 10. If there's any concern about his longevity, them hurting their franchise running back, this is why I think James Robinson. It's a risk to pass on McCaffrey, Alejandro. I'll give you that. It's a risk, but think about it. If you just what Martin said, there's a bye week in week 13. That's the week before the fantasy football playoffs. Not that that matters to the NFL or to real life for them, but just so you know, he has the bye week right before the fantasy playoffs. Week 10. You think they're going to rush him back in week 11 or 12? If he's hurt, no, probably not. So it all depends on how bad it is, and we don't know because they're not sharing it with us. Jimmy, thank you for the super chat. Lindsay or Gio. I probably go Gio, even though it's a tough matchup, but maybe you get some receiving work. I just feel like he's a little bit safer. Thank you for the super chat. Rock out. Claypool, Fulgham, Kirk, non-PPR. If it's non-PPR, I'm going to go with... God, I know I should sit Kirk here. I'm going to go Claypool. I'm feeling good about Claypool this week. You hear that, Mark Cleveland? Feeling good about Claypool this week. Godwin or Deontay? That's a tough one. I'm going to go Godwin. I don't know. I feel like I could totally miss that one because I'm going off the big name. I'm refusing. I'm being stubborn. Not sitting Godwin, but I can't sit Godwin. I can't sit Godwin if he's playing. What's J-Rob's value? Look at this question right below your question, Alejandro. I just told him no. We don't know what McCaffrey's value is right now, so I said, hey, keep J-Rob. That's how valuable J-Rob is to me. I think J-Rob's a bona fide mid-tier running back one. I need my free hat. You keep an eye out, Uzi. I'm gonna be giving out free stuff, merch, free phone calls, all that. So you keep an eye out. 2021 is gonna get crazy. It all starts December 1. What's up, TR? Start Antonio Brown or Hollywood Brown. Give me Antonio Brown. Start Boyd and Mike Davis. Yes, Austin. I think he's answering someone's question. Start Hunt, Boyd, and Mike Davis. Easy clap. Some of you have really long questions, and I have to skip over them because I'm trying to answer these as fast as I can in a paragraph. It can't work. So Dylan, all you guys had the long question, try and reword it quickly. And short and sweet. Thoughts on Kyle Rudolph with Irv out? I like Rudolph. He's okay. You're in a bind. J-Rob, top 8 running back, says Nitro. Should I worry about James Robinson rest of season schedule? I wouldn't. Hunt, Clay, and Davis. Claypool? Start Chark or Higgins? I go Chark. Why are so many people... I'm going to look up Chark. What is going on with Chark? Why is everybody doubting Chark so much? The guy just dropped loads. What are you people doing? 12 targets, 7 receptions, 146 and a TD, playing Green Bay, which could be a game where the Jaguars have to throw to get back into this contest, or it's a high-scoring affair. And you people, and when I say you people, I mean AH, and this is out of love,
Take a lap.
are asking me about Higgins, who will now, because it's 2020, outscore Chark. So basically, the moral of the story is you play Higgins now, because I'm berating you about Chark versus Higgins. Higgins will have 4 touchdowns now. You know what to do here. Start Higgins. But I'm going to keep berating you. No, you don't put Chark on the bench, in my opinion. I hate when that happens. It happens almost every single time, too. So, AH, you know what to do. It happens every time. Somebody will be like, hey, Smitty, should I start Gio Bernard or Derrick Henry? You can't believe you. Beep, beep, beep. And then, boom, it's wrong. Of course it's wrong. Of course I get it wrong. I factor. Okay, so let me put a caveat on there because 1688 has a good point with the weather. I factor in a lot of that weather stuff on Sunday morning when we for sure know what we're dealing with. So if weather becomes too extreme, we'll know in the morning. It's too early to be anticipating that. Sometimes you get a good idea if there's winds of like 8,000 miles an hour. We get a good, indication that could happen the night or two before. But I think right now we need to just make sure we check in tomorrow, which is a good reason to maybe hit subscribe and thumb up the video so that you are notified in the morning when I go live. I go live an hour before kickoff every single Sunday, and we'll talk about the weather and whether Green Bay maybe is a bad situation for your players. Hit the thumbs up if you're new to the show. Thank you for the super chat, Elvis. Start 2, 1 flex, Diggs, Jefferson, Higgins, Thielen, Deontay, or Samuel. Is Debo out? Debo's out, I think. Oh no, Curtis Samuel. That's what you're saying. Diggs is okay. Start 2, Diggs and Thielen. I know Thielen's been struggling, but you can't bench him. I don't think I'd probably go. Tough thing is with Jefferson too. I hate when you guys have both wide receivers. Then I can't say Jefferson here. I go Deontay, Thielen, and Diggs. I'd be tempted to go Diggs, Jefferson, and Thielen, but that's tough, man. I guess if you want to play it safe, Elvis, go with the 2 Viking wide receivers, but that could be a disaster. It also could be a disaster if you play Thielen. Jefferson goes off, but that's tough. That is a tough one, man. Start 2 and a flex. And who do I start at tight end, Andrews or Andrews? Stop questioning Andrews, people. God, I wish I could trade for every league where I try and trade for Andrews at this value that everybody now has. I can't seem to get them at the questions and value that you guys seem to be throwing out. Like, should I bench Andrews? Why would you bench him? Like, no, don't bench Andrews. He's a stud. He'll bounce back. It's all revolving around Lamar. Now, if Lamar never gets going again, Andrews could bust all year. Hollywood could bust all year. But I think 100%. Andrews is in my lineup in any of those scenarios that I'm seeing left and right each week. Like, should I start Rudolph? Should I start Jimmy Graham? Like, people are benching Andrews already for that. No, Andrews could get you 100 and touchdown on any given game. And it's all revolving around Lamar, who I'm predicting to bounce back from week 10 on. So, yeah, Scott, we'll check out the Green Bay game in the morning. I still think it's tough to bench a guy. What player were we even talking about in the Green Bay game? I already lost my train of thought on that one. Chark, was it Chark? Yeah, if we come back, this question, Rockout's question. If we get confirmation that it's brutal out there in the morning still, then let's talk about this one again. So Rockout, bring this to me in the morning. It's a good point to kind of make sure we keep an eye on weather. Come back to me, Rockout, on this one in the morning, okay? I don't want to leave you with a locked in 100 on that, but if everything's looking okay, if the wind's okay, bad win, if it is in fact forward, like, things calm down quickly. There's a lot of times people will be like, oh my God, the blizzard's happening tomorrow in Green Bay. And then you turn on the morning games. It's like 2 minutes into the first quarter. You see Green Bay's field. It looks immaculate. Looks like it's 80 degrees out. So we can't make a lot of those decisions till later. Jason, should I cut Singletary for Gallman or Balazs? No, I keep Singletary. Godwin, thank you for the super chat, Jason. Godwin, Deontay, Ayuk, Mike Williams, Parker, Jefferson, pick one, full PPR. Give me Godwin, but you have a string of players, Sharp, that are all equal. Like, Mike Williams might be your highest, like, upside but risky play. I'd be okay with Mike Williams if you wanted to just, like, play it safe. I think that'd be a safe move. Thanks again, Rock out.
And on this one again, we got to check in the morning with Chark. You could just go Godwin to be safe if you needed to walk away, and you couldn't, decide. You had to decide now. And you go over your top 20 this year and see how many busts. Yeah, that's what we're doing next, Umberger. So it's funny that you're talking about that because that's what the next part of the show is. I was just trying to get through the super chats. Your mic is too low. Can't hear you. How about now? Better? Hello? 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 Eckler. Speak on Eckler, says Alex. He's eyeing a week 11, 12, 13 return, is what I'm hearing. So, if you can get him cheap, yeah, but right now everybody knows he's kind of firing back up. I don't think you're going to get him cheap. If you own him, you just kind of hold him. Drop JT and pick up Duke. God, are we there? Are we really there? We might be there. God, JT shit the bed. I don't think you could crap the bed any more than JT did. Like, you could call Clyde a bust, but Clyde's still doing okay. Like, Clyde's scoring touchdowns. He's still the number one running back. You guys want to write Clyde off completely? I get it. Clyde isn't playing like a running back one right now. He may never. And I know everybody wants to write him off, and that's fine. You write him off and walk away. I'm sticking with him. I'm not saying I'd take him in the top 5 to 10 right now. I'm not an idiot. But I'm not writing Clyde off. Clyde still could produce running back one numbers go forward. He's the starting running back on the best team in the NFL. Like, walk away if you want. He hasn't crapped the bed. He hasn't done anything wrong. It's volume. But JT has taken a giant dump all over himself. JT is responsible for the dump that he's sitting in because he can't hold on to the freaking football. Something he knew he had a problem with. If you know you crap your pants, why would you not put a diaper on and go into the football game? Why would you knowingly drop a load, drop a deuce right on the field, give the ball away, and lose your opportunity? Your window was open. Now it's closed, JT. And I'm very, very disappointed in him because he has a lot of talent. He has a situation. But JT just literally crapped all over himself. And I don't know how to answer that. Do I drop him? Drop him like he dropped a deuce on the field? Maybe. Probably hold on to him out of pride and regret. Smitty, I cheated on my diet. So did I, man. I need to run tonight to make up for it. Don't worry about it. We're starting today. We're starting tomorrow. Tomorrow the diet begins. I need to trade JT. No one's gonna give you anything, Charles, for JT. What are you gonna get for JT? Come take this broken player who sharts himself during the game. No one's taking JT off your hands, Charles. But the waiver wire. The waiver wire might not even take JT off your hands, but you can certainly try. And Charles, if you have an idea, toss it out. We'll try and go over your dilemma. Damn JT. Nobody wants a bench crapper on your bench just dropping deuces. Smitty, should I stream Logan Thomas or Kyle Rudolph? Oh God, I guess Rudolph. I don't know. Flip a coin and then pick the others. Then go if you flip a coin and then just go with what the coin didn't say. That's what kind of year we're having. I wouldn't even trade JT for Justin Tucker. No, kid. I probably would, but maybe someone would give you Hollywood Brown. Hey, you know what, Martin? That's probably the best idea you could do is use JT with like Roethlisberger to get Lamar. Use JT to get Hollywood. Use JT with a running back that's below Clyde by maybe 4 spots if you're drafting today to get Clyde. Like, that's your only shot. Use JT as just a little bit of salt and pepper on the deal. Like, He's not even a topping. He's not even an accoutrement. He is merely a grain of salt you could throw on top of the deal to make it just a grain of salt heavier for the other owner. That's the only thing that JT can provide you. Dallas, Renfro, Amendola. DJ Dallas, all the way. JT for Dobbins. I guess, Martin, that could be one that might work. I mean, that would be good. A little salt and pepper, Kango. Okay, let's go over the bust for 2020. So let me pull up 2020 fantasy football ADP data. We're doing it live. Look at this SOB. This is crazy. This data is crazy. I can't even believe my eyes. Screenshot that son of a bee. And then we're going to go. Let's go top 40. We're looking at the top 40. Just Sherman with the super chat. Thank you, kind sir. Traded Fuller for Ridley yesterday. I like that. I'm okay with that. All right. August average draft position. No, this is not my ranking. Somebody's gonna come in midstream and be like, are you guys listening to this guy? I gotta put a graphic on the screen. Someone's gonna be like, oh, like someone like Noah is gonna be like, oh, this is Smitty's top 40. September ADP. There we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Number 1 overall, bust. Number 2 overall, bust. Number 3 overall, I mean, you could call it injury bust, disappointment. He busted, Barkley busted on you. It's not that he did it based on talent, but he busted on you. The top 3 overall players, complete busts in 2020. Unreal. Henry, Cook, we're fine. Mike Thomas, bust. I don't care if he comes back on a tear. If you own him, you probably didn't make your playoffs unless you got crazy and traded him and drafted amazingly. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 out of the top 6 overall completely busted. Like crap the bed. Then you got Kamara. So we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. So 4 busts. I'm going to write this down so I don't forget. 4 so far. Kamara, Adams, Chubb. You could call Chubb a bust. That's 5 so far. Could come back on a tear, and then we'll see. Mixon crap the bed. Mixon's totally a bust. So we're at number 11. 6 out of 11 so far have busted. 12. You could say. I know a lot of people are going to say Jacobs busted, but I don't think so yet. Julio, Aaron Jones, Clyde. You could call Clyde a bust at this point at 7. Mahomes, no. Lamar, yes, that's 8. 8 so far at Mahomes at number 16. I'm sorry, at 17, Lamar. Mahomes is not busted. Hopkins, steal. Kelsey, doing good. Godwin, bust. That's 9. 9 out of the top 20 have busted so far. Kenyon Drake, yes, he's busted so far. Kittle, he got hurt. He's busted. I'm sorry. 11 out of 22. 50% bust rate. Not disappointing. Not, oh, they didn't do as good. We're not counting Jacobs, who's been like that. We're not counting anybody that's been kind of up and down. We're talking about you literally could lose your league because of that player. We're at 50%. 11 out of the top 22 have busted. We need to put that on the screen. 11 out of 22 busted. Or hurt, because someone's going to complain. Brady, you can't do that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's unreal. Let's move that sucker over. That's unreal. 11 out of 22. It's crazy. So, let's move on. Miles Sanders, bust. So we're at 12 now. Our last bust was Kittle. So 12. Austin Eckler, bust. I mean, you have him, you've lost your league. Kenny Golladay, as much as I love him, he's been hurt. That's 14. Evans, that's 15. We're now increasing 15 out of the top 26. Has busted. Gurley, he's done good. Amari Cooper, bust. That's 16. Odell, hurt. That's bust. 17. Carson, I'm sorry, but I feel like he's a bust. 18. He's not there for you right now. Juju, why was Juju ranked that high? Bust. 19. That is 19 out of, what are we at here? 19 out of 31. That's crazy. Adam Thielen. Let's talk about it. I know Noah's gonna get mad. Thielen was the GOAT. I was a complete idiot a couple weeks ago, according to Noah, because on the marker board I didn't have Thielen in my top 20 overall, and Noah had a huge problem with it. Thielen isn't exactly the best thing since sliced bread, Noah. But do we put Thielen as a bust? What do you guys say? Bust? Thielen? No? I'll wait on you guys. For this value, 32 overall. And look at the man that's next, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, he's a big deuce of a bust. Umberger says Thielen's more in the Jacobs role, where he's not busted but not like done great. Avi says yes, bust. Johnny says bust. Okay, we're gonna go with you guys. That's 20. Thielen is a bust. 20 out of 32, which is insane. Taylor, complete bust. 21 out of 33. Insane. AJ Brown, I don't know that I would put him as a bust. He's more like Jacobs. I think, he's... So, David Johnson, he's been pretty decent all year, but do you guys agree David Johnson is a bust? Taylor, hold on. Stop the show. Keegan, how is Taylor not a bust, man? Keegan, come on, man. Come on, you can't come in and say that. You can't come in and say that, Keegan. You can't do it. You can't do it. Saying Taylor is not a bust is about equivalent to saying he's the GOAT. I appreciate you though, Keegan. Okay? Bro fist, bro. I'm not mad at you. It's just Keegs. Keegs, we can't have that kind of talk up in here, Keegs. We can't do it. Okay, David Johnson. We'll leave David Johnson out of this. So David Johnson, no. AJ Brown, no. Andrews, I don't know if I'd call Andrews a bust yet either. Fournette, definitely. That's 22. A-Rob, no. Cup, I don't know. I think Cup's been a bust. At that value, 39 overall. 23 out of 40. And that's me being pretty nice. You want to put Andrews as a bust? Fine. I still think he's a great buy low, though. 24 out of 40. 24 out of 40. DJ's a bust? I guess I agree, but I left him out. So 25 out of 40. Fine. You guys are going to vote DJ. Andrews a bust, DJ a bust. You guys are adamant. I'm going to put it 25 out of 40. 25 out of 40. 25 out of 40. That is insane. 25 out of 40 of last year's top 40 overall. 25 have completely shiatted the bed. That's 25 divided by 40 is 62.5. 62% bust rate. 63 if you want to round up. 63% bust rate on the top 40 overall. And I'm not trying to make excuses for things that I've missed. We've all missed a lot. I'll definitely do an oopsie and nailed it show where I call myself out and I become accountable for the things that I miss. But who the hell landed everything in 2020, people? Nobody. Yeah, Clyde is busting. I counted Clyde as a bust, Keegan. I did it, Keegs. I put him in as a bust. I was not biased toward my own prediction there. 62.5, including Clyde. 62.5 of the players in this have completely sharted their pants, then pissed themselves, and then got hurt or disappointed or fumbled the turd right out of their pants in the case of JT, Jonathan Taylor. Tom is a bust, Scott. That's true. 25 out of 40. 62.5% of every pick in the top 40 was a bust. That is an unreal stat that should put everybody in their place. Every expert, everybody in their place saying, you don't control me, says 2020. Fading into the dark night. You don't control me, says 2020. And God, I fear for all of us walking into 2021. We better do a better job. I've got a plan for 2021. You guys will not believe you'll be so excited about what I've got in store for 2021 to help alleviate some of this risk, to help circumvent it in a way to where even 2020 was a bust. It's true. I can go in and run a player through my own algorithm setup, whatever you want to call this, and then I'll reveal it in December, maybe December 1. And even if I love a player, I can run them through and see if it'll change my mind. And hopefully this will dial down the potential bust risk, all that, for every player. We'll run them through. You guys say, Smitty, run so-and-so through it. We'll run it through them and see what they have bust risk wise. December 1, you watch for it. This is going to be a game changer for us to kind of eliminate some things. Tyler Boyd or Jarvis Landry, going Boyd, as long as he's healthy. I think Eckler... What was that question? I think Eckler comes back week 12, week 13. Could. Winning this year means know how to walk through minefields. Got Herbert and Eckler. Imagine if Eckler had Hubert during his reign before he got hurt. I mean, we were all judging him based on Tyrod Taylor. Eckler's got limited upside. Eckler will never be as good and not get the targets now that Rivers is gone. We didn't really realize, did we, how good Herbert was. And we didn't get a chance to see Eckler and Herbert do their thing together. So everybody kind of expecting Eckler to come back and be the same. You know, he's not a full-time guy. He can't get the receptions. He's not going to be valuable. If Eckler's healthy, and given that Jackson's on IR, they don't trust any of the other running backs as much as they would trust Eckler if they got Eckler handed back to them right now. Eckler could be good going forward once he's back, but I don't know when he's back. Is it 12? Is it week 13? Is it week 11? I don't know. I don't know when he'll be back. But Herbert, Mr. Hubert, the one we called the GOAT, Herbert is going to make Eckler look pretty good. And Eckler is going to make Herbert look pretty good. It might be a match made in heaven. So I'm going to leave you all with an episode. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to force feed it on you right now. Let me see if I can get a clear scene. One second. All right, here we go. I'm going to end the music. We're going to watch this little show. You ready? If you haven't seen this episode yet. I'm gonna force it on you. Here we go.
The fantasy football industry has been leveled by the pandemic, and the show must go on. I had to come up with different revenue streams, a different kind of product line. Think outside the box, man.
Okay, I wanted to get everybody on a Zoom call. For one, I wanted to introduce Tom, new member of the team.
Hey, Tom. How you doing? How you momming them?
Hello, I am Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Tom,
I hired Tom on for a number of reasons. Number one, he's got narcolepsy. I figure we can really use that. It gets us a special parking pass during NFL events. It puts me on a whole new level for discounts for things that I buy for the show.
we need to come up with a couple different revenue streams. Who has an idea?
I got one. Pick me, Smitty. I got one.
How many times do you want to sit down when you're standing? We developed the sit stand. Truth be told, I was pretty shocked when Grant came up with it. It's a brilliant idea. That's right. You sit while you're standing and no one knows it.
You're onto something. You're onto something. Tom! Tom! Tom!
I didn't think he'd drop in meeting one, especially during the conception of the sit stand. He was neither sitting or standing. He was laying on the floor during the conception of the product.
Tom!
Tom.
Shit!
Tom.
Tom!
Tom. Tom, you got to get up, buddy.
How are we going to be accepted in this new industry of wearable furniture if 1/3 of our team can neither sit or stand?
The first meeting!
Bless your heart, Tom.
Tom! How are we going to get Tom up? Tom!
Then I remembered during the interview with Tom, he had an Echo Dot.
He's got an Alexa!
Alexa, wake Tom up. Alexa, wake up Tom. Play Snapping is for Pimps by Smitty, a.k.a. Pimp Daddy.
I'm sorry, I don't know the song, Snapping is for Pimps, by Smitty. Would you like me to dial 911?
Alexa!
Wake Tom up!
Tom, get up. Get your ass up.
Alexa, hurry up. Wake him up.
You're probably asking, what in the hell is the sit stand all about? There's a prototype. Picture a bicycle seat with a broomstick on it inside your pant leg, and no one knows that you're sitting down. I give you the sit stand. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it live. Oh, yeah. Tom has become quite the burden at this point. We now dial up him and his Alexa on the Zoom call so we can communicate with Alexa directly when we need her to wake Tom up, because the dude passes out at least once or twice a meeting.
What's
I
on your
got an
hand?
idea.
Grant, what's on your hand?
Dirt.
Okay, where are you?
I'm at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Home of
Grant,
the
we've
Dallas
been
Cowboys.
over this. Grant, honesty.
The fabrication of where he is, his backgrounds, it's getting a little out of control.
The fake Zoom backgrounds, you gotta stop with them.
What do you mean?
Grant, you're not at AT&T Stadium. You don't
No.
live in they're filled. Grant,
No,
Grant,
I'm
Grant.
here. Look.
No way.
Grant, look at your
What?
hands.
Grant,
What about it?
That won't work. I know what I'm saying. That will not definitely work. Niet, niet.
Hello.
Grant, Smitty.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey,
Oh, just outside getting the mail.
You're,
Just about to go back inside.
that's not your house, Grant.
Yeah, that's my house.
Grant.
What do you mean?
Grant.
Smitty, I thought we worked through
I
this.
thought
It's not a fake background.
I thought we did work through it, Grant, but here
No,
we are.
I promise. I'm literally walking in the door.
Go,
as we
go
speak.
inside a random person's
go.
house.
Because getting arrested right now is exactly what we need for the brand at this moment.
Want me to prove it?
Yeah, prove it, Grant.
Okay. All right. What do you want me to do?
Go to the fridge, Grant.
Go to the fridge?
Yeah, grab a soda.
All right.
Grab a Coke.
What do you want me to do when I get to the fridge?
Grab a Coke, Grant.
Grant truly does think I'm a moron. We paused the video. We watched it back. You can see a balcony inside his living room or kitchen area. Who has a balcony inside their living room? Multiple balconies. This was not a real domicile.
All right. I'll get a Coke. Hang on. All right. Fridge?
Yeah, that's not a Coke, Grant. Nice try.
All right. Now that I got a Coke, what do you want
You
me
don't
to
have
do?
a Coke. You have an A&W root beer.
Okay. All right. I'll take a sip. Hang on.
Take a sip. Yeah, you take a sip, Grant. How's that taste? How's that Coke taste, Grant?
And I love the 150-foot ceiling he's got. It looks like he's inside the Titanic. The dude does know how to Photoshop. I will give him that.
You still don't believe me,
No,
do you?
gargle it, Grant. Why don't you gargle that Coke?
All right. Hang on.
Grant, I need you to focus. Grant, focus. What's going on with the mask order?
I found a guy, my supplier in Bangkok, said that he found the mask and we're good to go.
Nice.
One small problem.
Order them.
They're expired. So I don't know if you want me to order the mask, not order the mask. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. Order them.
Okay.
No one can hear what you're saying when you have a mask on. So we came up with a beautiful idea. Putting a megaphone, a little speaker here, so you can amplify your voice when you're talking. We've ordered thousands of masks. We got a great deal on them.
I'll get him ordered.
Yeah.
I'm already getting a lot of virtual complaints on the hygiene of Grant. I'm pretty sure he lives out of his car. Tom, I want you to spend the rest of the week getting your feelers out on potential clients for the sit stand and the microphone mask. Grant, I'd like you to test the prototype all week in the sit stand specifically and see how it functions through about a week of your day-to-day. And Alexa, make sure that mask order is still good to go. It really feels like it's coming together, and I feel like everybody's completely on the same page.
According to my calculations, this idea is
Don't pimp snap at me. Snapping is for pimps. Don't pimp snap at me. Snapping is for pimps. Don't pimp snap at me. Snapping is for pimps. Don't pimp snap at me. Snapping is for pimps.
Who likes the show? And we're live. Who likes the show? Lewis wants to know what he just joined. What's crazy to me is that more of you aren't watching these episodes because the views, it's weird because YouTube's gonna promote what you've been promoting in the past, you know what I mean? So these shows, YouTube's so smart, the algorithm and everything, it knows that this is different content. So it's not pushing it as hard yet as the other content. So I'm relying on you guys. And if you think this show is good, if you want to see it continue, if you want to see if we can maybe improve it, it's getting better. It's getting funnier. Maybe it gets picked up by Netflix. Maybe it gets picked up by somebody and you can be a part of that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we keep it to ourselves. Maybe Netflix comes to us and says, we'll give you $27 for it. And I say, no, I don't want to. I want to keep it on the fantasyfootballshow.com on the YouTube channel. I might say no. I might make a decision like the character Smitty would, where he turned down something glorious to stay on his own YouTube channel. I might do that. But I need your help to spread the word. I need people to share, like, tell their friends, because if the views are up, the show's going to continue to be produced. A lot of time goes into these little sitcoms, and I need to make sure we're spreading the word so that it becomes... Smitty, how did you become one of the GOATs? I don't know. All movie magic, he's 4'10". Who is? Smitty looks like he's about 6'6". I'm not 6'6", I'm 6'2". But next to Tom, I might look 6'6". So please spread the word about the show. Now we're gonna go into rapid fire mode and the show. Go trade deadline, guys. I have 2 leagues. Deadlines are in 1 hour. Let's go Gibson or Duke Johnson. Go Gibson. Smitty, how do you become a GOAT? I don't know. 55 minutes now. Start 1. A-Rob, Claypool, Boyd, Moore, Chark. Probably A-Rob. Yeah, I love this channel. Just found it a few weeks ago. Glad to have you, Charles. Cooks or AB? AB. Smitty 6'2". Damn, Eagles should sign you. I'm short in the NBA world. In the football world, I'd be, I guess, tall or normal height, whatever. But on the basketball court, I was always good at basketball. When I get on the court, the better players you play with, the shorter you become when you're 6'2". Balaj or Dobbins? Go Dobbins. Who do I trade James Robinson for? Hill. You could go after, Keenan Allen and a player. Try and get Keenan Allen and Clyde or something if you're going to be trading James Robinson. But don't trade James Robinson unless you need to do something crazy. I'm going to go 2 more of these. A super chat resets it, and I go another song. So if anybody super chats, I will continue to restart the song. Startup flex, McLaurin or Chase Edmonds. I think McLaurin's probably your higher upside, but there's some risk there. And Edmonds is probably guaranteed some volume yet again. I don't know that he has quite the upside that McLaurin has. Hey, Higgins, I don't know what you mean. Man, hard as hell to get James Robinson right now. I agree, Charles. Smitty, make episode 1 versus 1 versus Grant. Oh, 1-on-1 versus Grant, maybe. Mondo is fantastic as always. Yep. Pope or Balaj, probably Pope if he's playing. Tell Lamar to get off his rear end. When is fantasy trade deadline? Depends on your league, but a lot of it is heading into week 10 or 11. And one more song, because guess who super chatted? John. Thank you, John. Is Montgomery a top 10 running back rest of season because of his schedule? No, because he's not even playing right now. So I don't know how he could be a top 10 running back. He's got to be in the game first, John, and second, I don't know, man. Schedule, I always like schedules, but I like my players to be on the field, John. And I'm worried about him, to be honest with you. But he is out this week, so make sure you know that. Let me pull up the news for you real quickly and put it on screen so you have the most up-to-date information, my man. I appreciate your super chat. And it's a concussion, so the good news is that's not likely one of those things you got to worry about. It could affect him next week. I'll do one more round of music. Hold on 1 second. Just get this on screen for you. There you go, John. Not playing this week, but playoff schedule. If you're not worried about this week, I personally don't have faith in him and Nagy and that system. I think it's up and down. So for me, I'm not going near it. Rafael, same thing. I'm not going near Mixon. I'd stay away from all Bears players offensively outside of A-Rob, says Martin. I agree with that. T. Higgins or Claypool this week. I'm going to go Claypool. I feel good about Claypool this week. Kareem Hunt for Gronk and Montgomery, a good trade. I take Kareem Hunt all day long. All day long. All day long. Who do I trade Clyde for? I don't think you trade him. I think you hold him. You put him in as your flex player. I don't think I try and get rid of him unless you're doing a package deal or you go cross position and get like Lamar Jackson or something. What good is it to trade him low? Nagy gave a play call. Nagy doesn't matter. Nagy's infectious. Anyone else here in Yahoo leagues? I haven't played in a Yahoo league in forever. Do you think Thielen will bounce back? I think he's going to be sporadic. AP is going to have a revenge game against Washington. He could last round unless somebody super chats. Doesn't matter. Bears O-line situation is terrible, says Martin. I'm in Yahoo leagues. Oh, here's the last round unless someone super chats. Here we go. Music. Smitty, Miles Sanders, top 10 running back rest of the season. He could be. I wouldn't bank on it, but he could be. Who do I start? Diggs, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Brown, T. Higgins. If you're picking one, Diggs, easy call. Diggs is a wide receiver 1. Past that, I'd probably go Antonio Brown. I'm not sure I feel great about it, but I definitely think I pick him. Avi, Claypool or Anderson. Is Anderson... I don't know if you're referencing rest of season or this week, but Robbie Anderson, let me make sure he's healthy and good to go. I don't see him as not playing or anything. I'd probably go... Anderson to be safe, but I do like Claypool a lot this week. Goddard, Cooper. Oh, super chat. Thank you, kind sir. Pick one at Flex, Geo, Jefferson, AB, or Rager. Thanks, Smitty, and good luck this weekend, everyone. Thank you, Stuart. I appreciate you. Give me AB out of that group. Give me AB. Hang in there, Smitty. Hang in there. Mark, what happened? What am I hanging in for? I'm always hanging in, Mark. James Robinson. I love James Robinson. Who do I trade Hunt for? Maybe that's what he's referring to. J-Rob and Moore for Adams. I'd rather have Adams, probably. But that's a good one. Boyd, Claypool, Chark, Moore. Start one. I'm going to go with... If the winds aren't... We're going to check in the morning. If the winds aren't 45 to 1,000 miles an hour, Chark would be hard to sit. But DJ Moore would be a nice, sneaky second option, in my opinion. Keep Hunt. Hang in there, says no. Hang in there. Hang in there. Mark's starting a trend. Hang in there. Mark with another super chat. That's one more. We'll do 2 more rounds of music because of Mark. Or some countdown timer music, whatever the hell we're calling it. What was the old music we had to wrap up the show? It was a guitar. Who could I trade Mostert for, says Mark Cleveland. Guys, toss out some ideas for Mark. Let's get Mark a player. Mark has Claypool. I know Mark's team by heart because Mark uses the... I got to put my frame back up. Mark uses the HeySmitty.com, like all of you should be using. And I could pretty much recite his team by heart. That's the kind of personalized service you get at HeySmitty.com. And Mark has Claypool. He has Deontay. He has Galladay. He has DK. He has Zeke on a bye. He's got Mostert. He's got, I believe, J.K. Dobbins on that team as well. He's got Kyler Murray. Mark, am I not correct? So for you, you need a running back. You've been looking for a running back. You've been seeking a running back. Could you go Mostert and Galladay for a big name player? Maybe you could reach for a Jacobs and something. Maybe you reach for... Oh, that's tough. I don't know. Mostert's hard to trade until he's back. Mostert for Fournette. Get out of here. No Fournette. Maybe Hunt. Yeah, Mark was looking at Hunt using what? A-Rob? Was it right? What happened with the A-Rob trade, Mark? It was A-Rob for Hunt. Will you trade Cam Akers for Mostert? I take Mostert. Mostert all day long. Mostert. Eckler? Mostert for Eckler? That's a good option. Good idea. Unpopular opinion, says Donovan. Jags beating Packers and J-Rob goes for 200 yards. Woo! what to do with Drake. You got to hold him. No one's going to buy Drake yet, and he could bounce back. Do I start Mark Ingram? Depends on your options, man. Depends on your options. Thanks again, Mark, for the super chat. This is the final round of music, and Smitty is out of here. Bad weather doesn't always mean bad fantasy points. That's right, Dave. That's why we're going to talk about it in the morning when it comes to Eckler. Or no, Eckler and Chark. Green Bay. We're going to talk about that in the morning. Godwin or Rager, I go Godwin. Come on, Clyde and Taylor letting fat J-Rob outplay them, says Noah. Come on. Put some respect on J-Rob's name. Breeze or Watson. I mean, on a regular basis, I'm going to go Watson. Niners beating Saints 2. Mark Cleveland, I can't get Hunt for A-Rob. You can't anymore? Man, sorry. I would have probably done that. I don't know if that offer was on the table. Higgins or Samuel at flex. I mean, Higgins is a tiny bit like safer, but Samuels has that upside of not getting it, or that upside of getting that touchdown or two, and they run him a lot too. But Higgins is probably a tad bit safer. Ricky, all right, I'm out of here. Ricky's question: pick 2, Mike Williams, Edmonds, Mooney, Higgins, Godwin, or Swift. Help Smitty, thanks. I'd probably go Mike Williams this week and maybe Edmonds to be safe. If you want to roll the dice a little bit, I think Godwin you could put in over Edmonds. You could also go Swift over Edmonds, but I think Edmonds might be a tiny bit safer. Godwin, it's hard to sit Godwin though. Mike Williams and Godwin. What do you guys think? Help Ricky out. Ricky, I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of backtracking on my thinking here. Does he go with Williams, Edmonds, or Mike Williams and Godwin, or Godwin, Edmonds, or Swift and Edmonds? Who does he go with? He needs 2 PPR. I'm initially thinking Mike Williams and Edmonds, but I think Godwin's not an awful option here. It's so tough to sit Godwin. We don't know what we're going to get because nobody produced last week for the Bucs. It wasn't any of the wide receivers. Well, I mean, cumulatively it was, but we don't know if that whole offense is going to be lit. It could. They could bounce back. Brady's capable of bouncing back. Brady and Rodgers are the 2 quarterbacks. It doesn't matter what happened last quarter. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. These are quarterbacks that could literally go out and throw 5 INTs in a row and come back and literally be a monster. And it doesn't matter. Their past performance doesn't affect them. They have their GOAT status for a reason. Don't sit Godwin, says Martin. Godwin, Edmonds, Mike Williams. Let's Swift and Godwin. There's a lot of Godwins, so maybe I would go Mike Williams and Godwin, or Godwin and Edmonds. Maybe it's Mike Williams that you put on the bench if you want to get like Edmonds in there. Maybe you lock Godwin in and you decide between the other 2. Come on Saturday tomorrow or Sunday morning tomorrow, 1 hour before kickoff, and let's kick it around. Let's kick the tires on that one. Scary Terry or Godwin. That's a tougher one. Probably go Scary Terry right now until we see Godwin break out. If Drake is out, Edmonds is a must start, says Noah. Definitely becomes more valuable. We got one more round of music because of the super chat by Mark. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. 0.5 PPR, DJ Dallas, Pope, J.K. Dobbins. I'm going to go with DJ Dallas here. He's going to get all the work. I like him. I think DJ's the pick here, Mark. I think he's safest. Thoughts on point per rush in fantasy leagues? I've never played in that, and I probably won't ever set anything up for that. I don't think that's a... Why screw with what we all... Like, it was hard enough to transition. I'm old enough to where I transitioned from non-PPR to PPR, and that was a tough sell for me. Because I was an old school non-PPR person. I started playing fantasy football in 1992, and so PPR was an adjustment. I'm not going to change everything I know about the rankings and where people value. And Donovan, it's a good question. I'm not ranting at you, but how in the hell am I supposed to change everything I know on fantasy football because now I'm factoring in points per rush? It's got to change it in a weird way. It doesn't make any sense to the average person. I'm not going near it. Maybe I do in the future. Maybe I'm forced to because it becomes popular, but I can't put rankings up for that. And that's another thing. Why play in a league like that when you can't find any rankings or content on it? Because no one's going to produce content on that on a regular basis yet, unless it grows in popularity. And it could, but for right now, you're not going to find enough content on that. Dolphins defense, a good start versus... I don't know. Dolphins are always sneaky. It's tough to know if they're going to be a good play or not. I mean, matchups are tough to even, like... So many things could happen. Again, Donovan, that was just my opinion on it. Like, it was tough. I remember going to PPR. It was tough. It was tough for me to do. Mark, Cleveland wants another round. DJ Dallas or Homer thoughts on Josh Reynolds. If we're talking about Reynolds in the conversation of Dallas, no. Dallas is the play. Dallas is the touchdown threat. Dallas is getting probably the most volume in that Seattle offense. And that Seattle offense is likely going to be close if they're having a bad game and leading if they're having a good game. I know this is 2020. Anything can happen. Seattle could get crushed. But at least he's involved in the PPR game enough that I think that they would use him. He's the guy there tomorrow. But I think I go without hesitation I go DJ Dallas. I was just checking some of these. But I mean Reynolds, I don't know. Could be okay. Godwin, Thielen, give me Godwin. Mike Davis or JK? Mike Davis, easy call. Top 5 to 10 running back first start. Love Mike Davis. Pickup of the year. Who can I get? Clyde and T. Higgins. I don't know if you're going to get enough, man, to even make the trade. Clyde, I mean, Jacobs. Could you get Jacobs? Could you get, you could get 10 copies of Jonathan Taylor if you're in a league with multiple copies like the Fantasy Showdown League that I started. Maybe 10 copies of Jonathan Taylor could equal 1 copy of Clyde. J-Rob, pickup of the year. J-Rob and Mike Davis are both pickups of the year, no question about it. Those are the superheroes. And you heard all about Mike Davis here at the show. Smitty in the house, thank you, Cody, for showing up. And that's going to do it for me. Mark, Cleveland, everybody, thank you for the super chats. Mark, you're the man. I appreciate all your super chats. And I'll see you guys 1 hour before kickoff tomorrow. If you haven't watched the Fantasy Football Intern Show on my channel, it's not this video, obviously, although we play it in the video. It's the video right before. I need your help to share it, like, comment, get get the views up on that video. I need the views up on the video so that we can continue to make them and it makes sense for the show. I think it's pretty funny. I hope you guys all think it's a good show, but I definitely need more views and engagement on that in order for it to make sense. So if you like it, do your job, and get the show out there. McKissick, Parker, Andrews. Start Andrews. You don't ever bench Andrews. I don't care how bad he's played or whatever. Who do I start? Flex, Gio Bernard, Kalen Ballage, Myers, T. Higgins, or Justin Jefferson. I myself would go Jefferson or Higgins, but I'd probably go Jefferson. Gio or Duke. I don't like Gio's matchup against the Steelers. No way. Smitty, great show. See ya. Thank you, Dave. I'm out of here. If you super chat when I'm leaving, DM me on IG and I'll answer your questions. Sometimes when I hit finish, I see the super chat come.